What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Reliable HVACR live show and podcast. And, welcome back. We got a good one today. Uh, we have a very special guest, or guests, actually. So let me bring on Rodolfo Vargas. I think I said that right?
Yes, sir. How you doing, brother Adrian? What's up, everybody?
What's up, man? So do you go by Rudy or
Rodolfo. Yes, sir.
okay? So Rodolfo here is also from Texas, North Texas. I believe you said the DFW area, right?
Yes, sir.
So how's it going up there? Is it still hot? Decent?
Today was 93, 95. Wasn't too bad. So nothing too crazy.
Not too bad. It's crazy. Like I was telling you before the show, like Texas is so big. Like I'm down here at the bottom, by the border, and it's like still like 102, 103. Getting really annoyed with that summer, and I just want it to be over.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're starting to prepare for the cold weather up here.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all get cold weather. We don't. We get like a couple weeks of like 50s, maybe 40s, and then that's it.
Yeah, we're trying to stack up on the ice for the roads.
Oh yeah, it gets really really bad up there. And again, like I said, Texas is so big to where like that half of the area up there deals with ice. Sometimes y'all get snow and different freezing temperatures. We don't get any of that. Like we're just here by the border, 100 degrees, 90 sometimes. A 90 to 95 degree day feels really awesome down here because we never get that.
Nice. Yeah, I wish we can get something like that, but yeah, seems like we get almost close to all four seasons, but not quite.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that's the thing down here. We get, like I said, that weather almost all year round. So honestly, during the winter, we still get air conditioning calls, AC calls here and there. Only when, like I said, maybe around Christmas when it gets like 50s, people won't call as often on the ACs, but it's year round here.
Wow. Yeah, that's wild.
All right. So for you guys that don't know, Rodolfo here, he's, like I said, a Texas tech. What kind of work? Why don't you tell them where? I mean, I already said you're from DFW, but what kind of work do you do? And I think you do residential, right?
Yes. So I do. My background is more residential. I do like commercial work.
Oh,
Not as much, but I do dibble and dabble in it. I do some of the more on the hot side kitchen. I'm starting
really?
to learn more of the refrigeration side of the aspects, but I'm not quite there yet. But my
So
bread and
you
butter,
work on cooking equipment too?
yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
But I'm more,
I love when I hear about that because I have a company that does both. I don't do both, but my dad does that side. So it's really cool when I see techs out there that do a little bit of everything.
yeah, I think it's important. If you're in the heating air conditioning world, well, at least for me, what I noticed for in Texas is you do get a point where it gets slow in the colder season. So you need like
Okay.
something to back it up. So you're not always going to get your heating calls. So you need something to you know work on. So my thing is the hot side of kitchen equipment.
Yeah. And
So
that's our kind of business model, right? Is like, down here we have a company that does both. Like I said, I don't necessarily do the hot side. I used to be like a helper, so I would do, little things that my dad taught me how to do, like maintenance on them, like check temperatures, change little things like thermal piles and high limits, look for that kind of stuff. Which in turn, like if you learn it, you'll see the same things over and over eventually, and you kind of get the hang of it. But uh that's our business. We do both, so we're never really slow. Like if my stuff ever slows down, like you said, like if it's winter, maybe you don't get that many calls. Down here, nobody really cares about their heaters, to be honest. So the kitchens, that stuff stays open no matter what.
Oh yeah.
and it's a good thing to have in the back of your pocket. And like I've talked with Pat and Commercial Kitchen Chronicles, the guys over there, Jason and Rich, and I know Dusty does a show with them too. Like if you can do, or the more that you do, the more that you're worth to your company and just to yourself, because you can go out and if you ever go out on your own, you can have all those skills too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's very important because I come from up north. I'm from a city called Elgin, Illinois.
Okay.
So we mainly do a lot of furnaces up there. So when I
Yeah.
came to Texas doing the kitchen hot side, it kind of was the same components in a way. So that's why I kind of picked up real quick on the kitchen hot side a lot faster than the refrigeration. But I'm definitely always trying to stick my hands into the refrigeration. I'm still, I guess I can say I'm still in the learning stages where I can make my mistakes, but I love it. I'm glad I get to test the machines and work on them and just keep studying and watching your videos, of course.
I appreciate that. But yeah, and I've heard that a lot actually when I mention that I want to get back into the hot side, everybody's like it's kind of the same thing, the same components. You got gas and you got all these little components that you might see in your heating season or whatever it is. And then there's truth to that, but honestly, I'm really rusty on like the heating side, because like I said, here nobody ever gets or worries about their heating. When it gets cold, like I said, it's like 50 or so or something like that. They just turn off the AC, crack open a window or something like that, and they're fine.
Yeah.
So so we don't I don't deal with it too much. And I mostly do commercial. I try to stay away from residential personally. That's just I was thrown into the restaurant space. It's like a acquired taste. Not everybody loves that. Not everybody likes the restaurants or that kind of work, but I learned to love it, and I wouldn't do anything else now. And it's a good business to be in, because restaurants, even through 2020 and all that stuff that happened, they stayed open.
Yeah, that's very true. I don't know how it is down there and where you're at, but up here in the DFW, man, we got lots of restaurants everywhere. So that's when every time I look by at a restaurant, I was like, that's opportunity. That's money be made right there.
Yeah, it's true, because I'm familiar with like San Antonio. I've been to Austin. I've been to Houston. Up in those areas, and it's true. Like every intersection, every mile, it's like another group of like McDonald's or fast food chains and restaurants popping up like crazy, or stuff like that. And that's just there's only so many companies, only so many guys out there. I think there's enough work for everybody, and that stuff is always going to be in demand. Apartment complexes are going up like crazy. Housing is going up a lot too. Um, and where I'm at, it's kind of like a good and a bad thing. I'm used to like dead space, open fields. Like that's the kind of area that I grew up in. That not the case anymore. They filled everything in. Our city is growing like crazy. I'm from McAllen, Texas. If anybody in the chat knows where that's at, it's a big area, the Rio Grande Valley, and we used to be nothing but open fields. A lot of dead space, like I said, but it's growing like crazy. We're getting like all these like. Have you been to like Well, I don't know. It's probably the same up there, but like I'm used to San Antonio with all the crazy highways overlapping each other. You got the one that goes around the city and stuff. We're getting all that, and I've never seen that down here, and it's growing like crazy. So stuff is booming. You're going to see a lot of restaurants, a lot of apartments, houses. Everything goes in, and they need HVAC. It's like the one thing that everybody needs, either HVAC or refrigeration. Supermarkets, restaurants that have product that needs to be frozen or chilled or whatever it may be. That stuff costs a lot of money to them, and they need that working at all times.
And also, you made a point on apartment maintenance. That over here where I'm at, that's like a big thing right now. Just
Yeah.
everybody's just building everything, but the apartment maintenance, that's another great avenue as well. I always dibble and dabble in that as well. Um, I do apartment maintenance as well. So it's wherever the work is at, I'm there.
Do you work for somebody, or are you on your own?
I right now I'm at the apartment complex where I can just
Okay.
learn anything on that aspect. But yes, I get subbed out to do other HVAC work as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you
I'll
really,
do painting, drywall, whatever it takes to make a living, and it's my
and
passion.
that,
It's what I love to do.
yeah, and that's one of the good things is in HVAC, you kind of learn a lot of things, and it's a good skill to get into, or trade to get into, because you really end up being really like handy, and that can be like, you being handy with other trades, or we have to wire in electricity, a lot of different things. We do plumbing because we pipe in stuff. So you learn a lot on the job, and you can be really handy because I mean, I wasn't the most technical or mechanically inclined person when I started, and then I learned to be that way, and then I started, doing other things. I work on my car, I work on my house. I do a lot of other things, I help other people out with other stuff. So, it translates, that one skill that you come into HVAC, you learn from somebody, or however you learned, it translates to other things. Like you said, you can be a maintenance guy, or somebody that works at a apartment complex. Those are in demand too because they need
Big
a
time.
lot of equipment that you need to look after.
Oh yeah. What was strange to me when I got here to Texas that water heaters, the furnaces, the air handlers, they're all in the attics. I thought that was the
Oh
wildest
yeah.
thing to me. And then from time to time, you get like your helpers stick their foot through the roof, and then the owners will have to call like another company. And in my mind, I was like, why we can't do that?
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's where I start picking up. Well, I can do sheetrock, I can paint, tape bed, do the whole 9 yards, do the texture. So yeah, if there's something that needs to be done, God gave me all the glory to do it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
yeah, you'll get after it because that's kind of the mindset my dad had too. Because like I said, he does hot side, and that's what he does. He's really good at it. They have him traveling sometimes because there's other cities around us, 5 hours away, something like that, where they might not be able to find a good company or a good tech to resolve some of these issues, especially on like newer equipment. Because you always have to be constantly learning new things, keeping up with technology and all that. And he's always done that. But yeah, like it's crazy because you can, or that's what he thought too. Is like if he's in the kitchen working on something, a fryer, whatever it may be, and then they're asking him like, "Hey, can you check our freezer? Can you do something else?" And he's like, when he started, he was like, "Well, I can't. I'm not a HVAC contractor or anything like that." So then that's when he put it on me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it out." So he wanted to be that company that you didn't have to call someone else to come do something else, right? We do everything in one, and he was an electrician, so he knows a little bit about that. Uh, and we do handiwork too in like hospitals and stuff like that. They ask us to do different little odd jobs, and he'll take it on. But he wanted to be that one company that could stay there and just work on like multiple things at once.
Yeah, that's the great mindset. That's where my mind is at right there. Do everything, and, to an extent. Yeah,
Yeah, to the best of your ability, or what you can do. Obviously, because even us, like I said, he was an electrician first or before this. Then he became he got into the food service, became a hot food tech. But we still have guys that we call in case it's like something major. We still call an electrician that we're friends with, or I sub out a lot of stuff too because I don't do everything myself. But we're so busy that we can do that.
yeah.
Sub out someone to fix a door or build a box. I don't always build the walk-in boxes myself. I like to do more of the repairs. We do installs here and there, but I won't do like duct work. But I can be picky. We've had enough work, and we get enough work. We have a lot of fast food chains where they might each give us like 20 stores each. And it's like, man, I got to keep up, with that many stores, plus do a couple of hospitals and a couple of restaurants. And, we keep busy.
And I'm pretty sure you got to keep your team busy too with the jobs going in and out and schedule everything accordingly. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's up right there, brother.
Shameless plug. If you guys need help automating your business, go out and check Jobber, link in the description. it's been great for us because we did paper invoicing up until a few years ago, and my God, I had to do all that myself. Uh, we have a guy actually that coincidentally enough, he does hot food. He does a little bit of HVAC, but he also knows appliances. So like commercial grade washers, dryers, stuff like that. So he's our guy that goes because I forgot we have hotels. So he's our guy that does the hotel work. They have those laundry rooms. They have to have all their crazy machines, and he works on that stuff. So he's super important to us, and he can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's a good guy to have right there. Oh
Yep,
yeah.
for sure. I mean, it's good to know that he can go out and check, at least check, because I still come in and do a little bit of the bigger work. My dad will come in for the complicated stuff, but like this guy can go out there and just at least look at it, maybe get it going because he can fix, things here and there. And then he does his own specialty is the appliances. So it's really good to have him.
That's something like if you're in somebody's home doing HVAC and
Yeah.
for example too, we used to do a lot of the HVAC units and the swimming pool is right there and the pumps is not working. We'll jump into the pumps and start working on the pumps. It's all right there. It's all just moving mechanical parts that we can take care of. There's nothing crazy that HVAC guys can't change out a pool pump.
Yeah, it's funny because like I've gotten into other things. Like I used to fix electronics on the side too. I've worked on my cars a lot, fixing the AC, but also replacing, radiators and different little things that would give out on it. And yeah, once you become once you get into the trades, get a little mechanically inclined, get a
Oh
little
yeah.
handy, you can do anything.
Yeah, and then right now what I'm trying to learn and pick up is fixing the computer boards. I
Oh
think I
yeah,
did
that's right.
on one of my stories, or I just sent
Yeah,
out a
to
challenge to everybody. Let's fix computer boards instead of replacing them.
to solder on the boards. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just me. I want to learn. I want to be the best as I can be, and that's it. I'm always trying to give out a challenge and always trying to receive a challenge. So that's
Yeah, and
that's
that's cool because I actually saw, I want to say HVAC Boss had done one a while back too, where he said like the pins on the back or something had broken free, and he went in there with a solder gun and just soldered it back together, made sure everything else was secure, and then he put the board back in, and that thing kicked on. He fixed it without having to wait for a board because sometimes we got to wait a long time for these kind of parts.
yeah. Imagine if it's in the middle of winter, you can't get a board. It's on a weekend.
No,
You can fix it right there
yeah.
on the spot, dude. That's next level right there.
We got Brian. I can fix anything from a refrigerant leak to a broken heart.
All right. What's up, Brian Sanders? What's up, brother?
Yeah, we got some good guys in here.
I
Let's
see
see.
Richard
You got
Espinoza.
your we got your nephew in here too, Mario.
Yeah, Mario Vargas. What's up, brother? Yeah, he's a electrician.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so he's I think he's out there in San Antonio doing his thing, and God bless to him, and just be safe, brother.
Let's see. Oh, I forgot to mention this one, Josh from HVAC Guide, that you have the manliest beard of any of the guests yet.
I try to use Live Beater products so they keep me nice my nice beard. It used to be longer, believe it or not. That's funny.
uh Richard Espinosa, I think he said he knows you too, right?
Yeah, that's a good brother of mine right there. What's up, Chi-Town? Funny. What's up, Richard?
All right, so I do want to get into a few more things about you, but a lot of people were asking me about, or I'm curious too. You take your daughter along too for some of your calls, correct?
Yes, sir, I do. Oh yeah. Before I
And
used to take sorry to cut you off, but before I used to take
yeah.
my daughter, I used to take my sons to
Oh,
work with
okay.
me when they were little, just to show them, spend time with them. One of the reasons why I got the name Just Work is because, dude, I was always working nonstop.
Yeah.
And I'll take the kids with me. Let's go to this job. Let's go get ice cream, McDonald's, what it is, whatever, and
Yeah.
yeah, take them with me.
So how old are your sons then?
Now they're older now. They're one is what 22 and the other one is 20.
No interest for HVAC, or what are they doing?
Nah, they're doing. I got my one son. He's in the Navy, and then I got
Oh, okay.
another son. He's just working.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But now you take your daughter, and how old is she?
She's 12 years old.
And I think she's there with you, right?
Oh yeah. Want to bring her in?
Sure. We can ask her a question or two.
All right.
So,
Hello,
hello. What's your name?
my name's Viola.
Viola. So
Yes.
everybody here in the YouTube chat, this is Viola. I've seen her riding along with Rodolfo here on some HVAC calls, and I thought that was really cool. I just wanted to ask her a few questions. If you guys are listening on the audio podcast, how old were you again?
I'm 12.
12. She's 12 and she's doing some HVAC work. So let me just ask you real quick, Viola, what do you think of what your dad does and being out there and actually being hands-on with the work?
I when I was little, I always like wanted to do what my dad did, and I think it's really cool what he's doing now. So
Okay.
it's really influencing on me.
So you've been enjoying the work.
Yes,
You think it's like fun and cool?
yes, really fun.
What are you okay being out in the sun, being on the rooftop? I think he said that he took you on a roof already.
She got scared of the attic.
Oh, the attic?
Yeah, she got scared of the attic. But the roof, she was cool about the roof.
Oh, you're not afraid of heights?
I actually am really afraid of heights. I was really
Yeah.
hesitant about on the roof first, but then I was like, wait, it could be fun to try. So I just
Yeah,
yeah.
you never know until you try, and just know that by him showing you a few things here and there, you just learn little skills that might help you in other, areas. You learning to use a drill, a screwdriver, things like that. And that's what I want to do because I have a son and I have a stepdaughter, and they're both like 7 and 9. I do want to kind of, I don't know if I'll take them along. We'll see. I mean, I work for myself, so I can do that too if I wanted to, but uh just being able to teach them, a skill, that way they know how to fix their own things around the house, change their own flat tires, stuff like that. And if they are interested, like yourself, I would love to take them to work with me. I think that's really cool. And HVAC is just one of those trades that never goes out of demand. You're always going to be needing it. So then, if that's a skill that you learn, you can always, like what I always say is, if you learn a skill, you eat for life. You're going to always have a job available. You're always going to have income somewhere if you just, want to go out there and work. So that's really cool. Uh, I saw you were like brazing and soldering too.
Yes.
How did she do on that one? I saw that it was like aluminum.
Well, I still need practice on that as
Yeah,
well.
me too. I've been trying to practice.
But my thought of vision, help me if I'm wrong, but to me, aluminum is going to be the future, right? So
Yeah,
if I could teach her, at least show her how to go about it, not to be scared of the flame, be safe. On the videos, I think I forgot to do the safety tips, but we had
yeah,
water close to us. That stuff I already explained to her. Safety glasses, gloves. Um, if you don't have water, have the fire extinguisher, something to it. All the safety measurements. Um,
yeah,
so when I'm showing her all this, I'm always doing the safety first. Obviously, it's my child. I want her to be safe. So when we're going up the ladders to the
yeah,
roof to do the RTUs, obviously, 3 point, you know, 3 points at all times at the ladders. Don't have anything dangling. Like us, we have the backpacks. I don't feel comfortable with her carrying a backpack or a bag yet. But once
yeah.
she gets comfortable, then yeah, let's try it. But for the meantime, 3 points of all times. But with the aluminum, she was getting there. At least it wasn't 100%, but that's what practice is for. Especially she's young, so she's gonna pick it up hopefully a lot faster and better than most people when she gets older.
Yeah, if she's learning already, I mean that's the huge advantage. And yeah, like you said, aluminum. I started seeing that stuff in evaporator coils, and I had never seen that on RTUs. I'm like, well, this whole thing is basically aluminum now.
Yeah.
So, it's coming. And I just went to a job that was like, we went 5 hours out because the other company recommended new compressors. The unit wouldn't come on. So I went out there and I'm like, I'll do the work if you want me to, but I need to look at it first. I get there. I think one of them had a wiring issue. The other one, I was like, it's completely flat. That's why it's not working. And it was a aluminum coil condenser. It was a train. And I guess my brother noticed something on, because they had hail guards, and it looked like they tried to strap it in. I guess I had a hard time like clipping it in, because those usually have a clip on, or some clips on top that you just remove. And I know sometimes they can get hard to put back on, but it looks like they had dropped it, and like it just like scourged into the aluminum, and basically like scraped it along the side. And then we had to pressure test it, and I found a huge leak there. Now, I didn't have enough time to repair it. They haven't gotten back to me to approve it, because once, we're in commercial, we have to get a lot of stuff approved. They don't just let us do anything, because then I don't get paid, and, I don't do free work. So, that we haven't been back, but I was like, it wasn't your compressors, it's just, you got a leak there. So I haven't had a chance to do any leak repairs myself, but I know aluminum is in everything. So, I've tried it a little bit, and it is a little difficult, and I have a hard time like soft soldering, because I'm so used to brazing.
Yep. Yeah, it was weird because when I was trying to do when I did it first, when I was trying to like, melt it, try to make it nice, not no bubbles on it or anything. You can't keep the heat on that aluminum very long.
Yeah,
So
no, I had a hard time with one, because it was copper to aluminum, and there was I had to braze in the copper side, but then I also had to braze a crack on the aluminum. And I was like, what the hell do I do? But then somebody had shared that they use like hot block in between. That way they could braze one side and then soft solder the other side, and it wouldn't like get too hot. So, that's a cool thing about Instagram and all that too, is you learn a lot of little tricks and stuff, because I wouldn't have guessed to do that either. So it's a neat
yeah,
little trick.
like the hot black, the ones I'm using is the Viper wet rag, and
Yeah, I have that one too. I was trying out both.
it's pretty cool. Like you said, the Instagram, the community, the family, we can just reach out to each other and ask each other's advice, get help from each other. I think that's amazing. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. I feel so old now, because I've been on Instagram and YouTube for a while, and everybody comes to me for stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm an open book. I tell everybody, stuff that I do. I try to post as much as I can, and we just need to help each other. And I think it's in a really good space right now, because when I started, it was around 2020. I got a lot of negativity when I started, but right now it's really, really good.
No, I appreciate Ben HVAC Tactical, how he's
Oh
saying
yeah.
keep all that drama somewhere else. Here in the Instagram community, this is what it's going to be. And man, I'm glad everybody's working with each other, helping each other.
Everybody's been good. Yeah.
I see in the comments people keep asking if I have
Yeah.
my feedback, and
Yeah.
yes, I do, and it's also a video.
Yeah, I was trying to look for the comment, because I had seen a bunch of comments come in. Yeah, did your dad get your first tool bag? So you have a Vito bag. Which one does she have?
The TPLC.
Oh, I love that bag. I have that one. Right now I have it in my garage, because I have to test some other bags right now. But I really liked that one. It was nice and compact. And so she has a whole set of tools on her own already?
We're working on it little by little, but her
Like
bag
hand tools?
yeah, her bag is getting there. I already got her a meter, a lot of her handheld tools. She got a drill. So yeah, I'm trying to get her ready.
Milwaukee or DeWalt?
Well, it's actually the Ven Lab.
A meter? Oh, a
Yeah,
meter. Okay, yeah. I think I saw you post about that.
yeah. So I got it.
As long as it reads voltage, you got to be safe out there when you are going up to a unit. I've heard so many stories, and it's happened to me too. I get so mad when the disconnects are bypassed, right?
Oh,
Because you're gonna go over there and shut it off, and you don't know if it's live or not. So always check double check, and I always say triple check your voltage.
And that's funny you say that, because in apartment maintenance, they'll do that stuff. So any techs that's going out to apartment maintenance, always be on your P's and Q's. Be careful.
Yeah, and I used to leave that to the electrician, right? I would recommend a new disconnect box, and I'm like, you need to call your electrician, run a new disconnect with everything. They never do that. They always, oh, just bypass it and won't call them, and they never call them. So I was like, no, like I'm gonna start doing my own disconnects and all that. So I make sure I keep that in the truck, because that, like you said, it happens a lot. I see it a lot in commercial too, where they just bypass it and get out of there.
Shoot, I seen a couple of RTUs where they just stick the freaking copper tubes right there for the fuses. I thought that was the wildest thing too. I was like, oh my god, they're trying to
I
hurt
had
somebody.
seen so many like pictures and memes about that, and then I finally saw one in person. I was like, "Are you kidding me, dude?" But yeah, you got to be careful out there. And I've heard horror stories of people getting like very hurt, injured from those kinds of things. So just have yourself a good meter and always check your voltage. If you think it's off, make sure with your voltage. I mean your meter.
Yeah, before I gave the meter to Viola, I definitely tested it on 240s, checked the
Yeah,
amperage. I tested it myself, make sure everything was good. Then I compared it to my field piece. I was like, it's not, maybe
yeah, it
one
works.
half off, maybe give or take. I was like, this meter is good to go. So yeah, big shout outs to Vent Lab, and I appreciate y'all for sending me the meter.
Really nice one too.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Let's see. Yeah, Josh over here. Viola is the supervisor.
Sometime, yeah.
And
But I
I
wonder,
saw it. I
but
had
I
seen her
wonder
tools. I think she put like pink tape on them or something, right?
yeah,
Already like customizing the bag.
Yes.
why you put pink?
To show it's my
To show
tools.
you.
Yeah, you got to do that. I write my name on them too and stuff. You got to make sure that people know it's yours.
Yeah. I remember my tool bag was missing from my room one day. I went into my room. I felt like something was off. And then I go to my dad. But then when I'm going to tell my dad, I see it on the kitchen counter because he's using it. It was just like
Oh,
automatic. It was like something's different.
he was using it.
Yes.
I think I was trying to repair that computer board. So I just went in her room, grabbed the bag, and just started working on it.
Fernando was asking if you do a great job, can you reach a high five?
What's up, brother?
Let's
How are
see.
you?
What's up, Jonathan? Appreciate you for making it out here. Let's
I think
see.
Jumper King had a question in there. I'm
I'm trying to keep up because everybody popped in and the chat's going crazy right now.
Robert Kraft, Jumper King, I got lots of love. I always appreciate you, brother. One of your questions, I think you asked about the three emojis that I always use.
Oh yeah.
So the three emojis is just something, just randomly popped in my head when I always do the the love, and then the 100, and then the world. So when I put the world, I always feel that our field HVAC is going to go worldwide. So I want to reach other countries, reach other people that are interested in our field that may not have all the technology, but they're linked into Instagram, TikTok, YouTube's. Let them know that, hey, we got a community out here. I know that you're out there, and eventually we will reach you guys, everybody. So the people that are not here, eventually they'll see a video or see somebody else's video. So just know that, we're looking out for you guys as well. Slowly but surely, we'll get you guys worldwide. And it's pretty cool too with Pastor, with him doing the Spanish. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I know. I had him on here, and he was one of those guys. He reminded me that we met at. Well, I knew we met at AHR, the last one, but he reminded me that we had a conversation about it. I'm like, dude, just go for it, because he was a little shy, worried about his accent and stuff like that. I'm like, just do it. Like, if you want to post, we need more people to post about this.
Yeah.
Get it out to more people. Younger kids can see it, think it's cool. Because like when I was younger, I loved opening things. I loved working on stuff. I loved trying to figure out how things worked. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know about HVAC. I didn't know about the trade. And I thought I had to do like electrical engineering or something. So that's what I was going to go to college for. And then, even with my dad being an electrician, I just never thought of doing that. Didn't seem interesting, but like I don't know. Once I got into HVAC, I went to school for it. They showed me what they work on and what they do and what they fix. I don't know, something just clicked and I just really gravitated towards it. I thought it was so interesting that you see so many different things in HVAC, and refrigeration is not just the AC that you have at your house. It's like chillers that are at hospitals, freezers, coolers, walk-ins, under counter stuff, kitchen stuff, ice machines, you have so many aspects of it. And I was just like, wow, I get to work on something different every day.
Oh yeah. Chillers, I've been around them, never really put my hands on them. But the water source heat pumps, yeah, those were when I first started working on those were mind blowing to me. I was like, whoa, what is this? And then I just had to step back. It's like, oh, this is like just a mini RTU with water running through it.
Yeah.
But those were fun. Working on it. I see what is it? HVAC Jess. She's always working on those. Those are super cool to see her working on them.
Oh yeah, because she's up in Canada. She works on a lot of unique stuff too. Yeah, Richard over here. I see Jumper King's cover photo on the shelf. I have the HVAC Tactical magazine up here. The Jumper King is in there. I think that's what he's referring to. That's a great magazine if you guys can find it at your supply house. I don't think I've seen them here yet.
I haven't seen them up here either. I asked for them. Nobody knows.
I know, and I was like, Ben, you're from Texas. We should all have them here.
It's pretty weird because like when I got to work with Global and Blue One for the event that I did, I was asking people about the Jumper King. Nobody knew about it. Nobody knew about the Instagram HVAC community. It's just like, so what I would like to do is just keep pushing it out there for other people that don't know, like to bring them in, like, hey, we got you got a home here too, so we got to reach the masses worldwide, baby.
Yeah, man. Like, well, that's an issue that they didn't, I guess, expect, is they sold out so many times. So yeah, I don't even think they had a chance to put them on all the stores and stuff. So that's a good problem to have, but it took me a while to get one myself as well. And then I have one for my maintenance and stuff like that. And people keep asking me about the Jumper King. And I told him, because I had posted earlier that I need to do like a follow-up video, because everybody keeps asking me like, what are the different ways? Like, what else can I do with it? Because I know there's a ton of guys on like Instagram that share their tips and tricks and them using it, because I think it's very helpful with the guys that do residential or the guys that do like rooftops where they're like super far away from the space that it's for. And it's really good because I have one where I was in a plaza and there's no back door. There's like a hallway back there, but it's hard to get through. And I have to go because it's like an L-shaped plaza. So for me to get down, drive around, and then get back in the door to get to the thermostat, I was like, no, I got my Jumper King. So, it's been a helpful tool. I don't know if Robert's still in here.
I definitely for zone boards. That's what I want to use the Jumper King for, zone boards, where you don't have to go downstairs. You can just do it right there while you're in the attic. Just control everything. But sometimes it seems like you may need a second. It depends how many zones they have, but just just use the Jumper King right there for the zone board.
Yeah, maybe you can daisy chain some Jumper Kings together.
Yeah, see.
And we have Jennifer Manzo in here. I don't know if she can hear. She said she had some issues with pulling up the video, but she wanted to stop by and show support for you and your daughter.
Thank you, Jennifer. I always appreciate you. Thank you, ma'am.
We got Angel in here. What's your question, Angel? Make it quick. Make it quick. Oh, she finally fixed it. We just appreciate you showing up and showing support. Rudy takes his daughter out in the field She's learning HVAC. She's only 12 and she's liking it so far. So do you see yourself continuing working with your dad and helping out?
Hopefully, because I've liked it super far, and I don't know. It's something every time he goes to like a side job, I'm always asking if I can come with him. Sometimes I get declined. I get a little sad.
It's just
Well,
that, you know,
that's
I just want her to be safe.
yeah.
Um, you know, that's the only thing, because you know, I just don't want to take her there, and I know, you know, be selfish, you know, just put her there where she's going to be hot in the attic, or you know, not in a good situation. So I obviously, when I take her, I know that she's going to be safe, and it's something that we can take care of.
So you've been in an attic, Viola, right?
Yes,
How was that?
super hot. I
How
can't
how hot
being
how
there
hot
for
do they get?
long.
Like, have you ever checked the temperature when you're up there?
I want to say anywhere from 115 to probably 125, give or take.
Okay. Yeah. I can't even do attics. I don't really like doing that. So
Yeah, that's yeah, it's the yeah. Let's say if we were a team, she would have left a man behind. She would have left.
so
Nah, but
so it's safe to say the attics are the worst part of the job, I guess.
yes, but good thing too. You know, I was real big with the camelback
Yeah,
backpack.
I was gonna bring that up.
You know, I always have her have it. I know in a lot of the videos I show, you know, her having it. You know, just to show that hey, she's staying hydrated. But yeah, when it's that summertime in the middle where it's crazy, 100 degrees, multiple days, my camelback is with me. That's what my tools. It's gonna be my bag.
Yeah, that's an awesome thing that you got there, because especially you that you do attics, residential work. You're in a lot of these areas where like you're so it's so easy to get dehydrated and you know people faint, people pass out. That's a good habit to pick up young, because I'm still really bad about drinking my water. So it's good that you have the camel back there, that she can get used to that and make sure that she always has water, keep hydrated. That's like, and Texas is one of those states that you really need to watch out for the heat.
And what's crazy when I have the camelback, you're just naturally just drinking the water. Just
Yeah.
you're not even thinking twice about it. You're just naturally just drinking the water, which is obviously a great thing for us because we need to stay hydrated.
So Jen, I don't know if you see the comment. She wants to send her some HVAC chicks stuff. So I think you have her on Instagram or somewhere, right? You can reach out to her.
Go ahead. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is kicking to fixing. So
Oh, she has an HVAC profile too?
Yeah,
Oh, awesome. All right. So
but we'll get with you, Jennifer. Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
yeah. I was like, I don't know if I can type it out here, but yeah, reach out to Jennifer. She's HVAC Chicks Jennifer on Instagram.
Okay. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it, ma'am.
Let's see. I don't think I heard a question, Angel, or I read a question. I haven't seen it yet.
just
Raising his hand for no reason. Oh yeah, Robert was saying that he had a heat stroke in the attic.
What was it, like 4 years ago? I had a young kid pass out on me in the attic. That was a scary sight to see.
Yeah,
Well,
you
it's
got to be
crazy,
careful.
and I still had my camelback on me, and I was telling this kid, "Hey, drink some water." No, I'll be okay. Think he's young and Braveheart over there, and got him. That attic heat got him. Passed out
Yeah,
on him.
I can only imagine, because up on the roof, like when I'm working on the rooftop, I'm sweating like crazy too, and it's like, I mean, but I'm outside. If you're in an attic, there's no wind, there's no air. It's very hot, and it gets really hot really quick too.
Yeah, your tools, your frustration levels start messing with you. You're just not thinking right. Your body starts messing with you. It's kind of scary sometimes up there, but you definitely got to be careful. Drink lots of water. Have it with you at all times.
Yeah, drink lots of water, take breaks if you need them, because like you said, if you're that hot or sweaty, that frustration goes through the roof. So you guys got to take care of yourself just so you can also do your work properly, because you're not going to be thinking straight when you're like that.
And I see Richard, he had Richard Espinosa, he put something on there where I used to be in addicts and I used to have the mask, the full
Oh yeah,
raspberry.
I was gonna ask you that too.
Yeah, well, that was just my thing. Just I used to have the mask way before COVID.
Do
That
you
was,
still wear that? Because I know that's your logo type of
yeah,
deal.
I do wear it quite often. I do wear it, yes. But I have so many different ones. I have the full face, just your cartridge, and then the one with my picture logo. That one.
Yeah, whatever you need to make your job safer and easier, because like, you're in an attic, it's hot in there. You're running a lot of it's dangerous in an attic. That's why I just don't like. I mean, nothing against it. I love all HVAC work. I don't see myself in an attic. So I stick to rooftops, commercials, that kind of work.
Yeah, definitely. If you're in addicts crawling around, your knees gonna get to you, your back is gonna get to you as we
Yeah,
get older. So,
we got Brett Wetzel in the house. What's up, man?
what's up, Brett? How you doing, brother? So, Agent, do you try to teach, or anybody in the comments, do you try to teach like younger guys or girls? You know, how do you guys see the future going with teaching and the schools teaching the new up and coming techs coming into the field? What do you think the schools need to do better job, focus more on one topic? What do you guys think?
I
More
think I
field
just think
work, less paperwork?
I just think they need to put it out there more, and I think that's kind of what, like you said, Ben is helping, putting us on a bigger platform, getting it out there, and it's up to us right now to kind of just force ourselves on social media, different platforms, to kind of garner interest. I show stuff that I do at work. I do the whole meme stuff, the funny stuff, anything I can do to get attention from people, because that stuff gets shared. More people, more eyes are on there, and I think that just needs to be, like I said, talked about more, because when I was younger, I was not aware of HVAC at all. I didn't even think about it. My school's, career day, all that kind of stuff that they do, they kind of push you to do, doctor, uh, police officer, all the same ones over and over. Which I have nothing against that. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I, from when I was young, I knew I liked fixing things. I knew I liked taking things apart, uh, figuring out and being challenged on different things. So I kind of knew, if somebody had told me, that's what HVAC was, I would have been like, oh, I want to do that. I'll get a head start, because I took a year off of high school, and then I went into college trying to do mechanical engineering, because I thought that's what I wanted to do. Or I'm sorry, electrical engineering. And then it took a few years to actually get into the HVAC trade. So uh all that wasted time, if I had been told earlier, I could have made that decision a lot earlier. So I just want people to be aware of it, and for schools to tell people that that's an option. And I've heard that that's a thing that some schools are letting them uh or helping them get into it, maybe offer a class where they can get some hands-on stuff here and there, and I think that's great. So just more awareness, and more from the schools to kind of at least tell you that's an option.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because me growing up, I never even knew what air conditioning was. My house didn't have no air conditioning because we're up north. We just needed the heater. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
when I was introduced to air conditioning, I didn't even know what that was. I was like, what is this? People busting out gauges and showing me a whole unit. I'm like, this is like alien technology, or what is this? I didn't I didn't know what it was. Like, wow, to me it was wild. But once I saw it and learned it, and they kept showing me, and I fell in love with it. I thought this was the greatest thing ever. Shout out to Cesar Acevedo, aka Junie. He's the one that introduced me to HVAC. So thank you, brother.
That's awesome. Let me look at the chat. We got Angel in here, Jen. Then Brett tells him to shut up.
What is that for Fernando? He said, learn from MacGyver. What's up, brother? Yep, lots of MacGyver.
Watching MacGyver.
Yeah, that's true.
That's something I got from my dad too. Like, he fixed anything and everything. He got his hands in there. My grandfather was a mechanic. He could fix anything with a car. So like, all of this was around me, and I enjoyed little things here and there, but I never wanted to be a mechanic. I never wanted to be an electrician, stuff like that. So finally, when I found out about HVAC, that's what kind of piqued my interest. And I love doing what I do.
What was it? Was it the tools, or just seeing how the whole operation worked? What got you the interest of it?
Of HVAC was seeing something different every day and being in a different place multiple times a day. I don't like being in the same place. I can't be at an office. I can't be at a desk. So like, as far as like mechanic work and all that, you're in a shop the whole day.
Yeah.
So like, I couldn't do that. Once I found out, once my dad started his company, because that's when I really saw it, I was like, oh, but he started, small, but like, he goes to a hospital one day, he goes to a restaurant another day, and then we service about 2 hours each way. So I could be driving out, an hour for a call here, 30 minutes over here to another town, and I'm in another call. So all that kind of helped keep me interested. Is like, I'm traveling all day. I'm in different cities every day. I'm seeing new equipment. There's so many brands. There's so many different manufacturers, and they all do the same thing, but they all do it differently. So then sitting there and figuring it out, and then, there is I know I get a lot of stuff because, like I said, when I do the memes, all the people come out and they start talking, and it's like, oh, you're not a rocket scientist, or it's not that hard. I'm like, there are levels to this. Not everything is just changing out a capacitor or whatever that is. We have to learn a lot of things. We have to know the sequence of operations. A lot of times you really need to know your basics forward and back really well. And then you still have to learn, there's boards, like you said, coming out for everything. I'm seeing it in walk-in coolers and freezers as well. You see it now in residential units where there's boards outside. Even the new ones that have the display that show you the pressures and everything, like, they're getting really fancy, and you need to know how to work on all that stuff.
That's the future. And I think things like that would attract the younger generation coming up. Things like that, just with all the crazy cool tools that are coming out, all the great videos, your videos, everybody, Wolf of HVAC, all his cool, great videos, everybody's videos. Hopefully we can just reach the massive worldwide, and just make this community bigger and better.
Yeah, we got Richard here. Show them a communicating Aeon and tell me it's not rocket science. There's stuff that's really hard in our industry, to learn. And like I said, not everything's just a capacitor. You got levels to it. You got supermarket, you got like Aeon units. I had HVAC Doctor on here a few weeks ago, and the stuff that he works on is like way over my head. I'll never, be able to do that kind of stuff. But that's because I found, like, what I like to do, and I stick to what I do. But there's all that. I didn't even think about that when he came on. He works in a lot of indoor pools and stuff, and that's all humidity and humidity control, and making sure it's comfortable when you're getting out of the pool and stuff like that. So there's you see it everywhere. It's just different applications and different ways that they do it.
Yeah, just like my HVAC teacher said, he tells us we're doctors on wheels.
Yeah. All right, let me double check. Oh, I think Angel. Angel, I've been doing it 16 years. How long have you been in the trade?
Since 2002.
Okay, so you got some years on me.
Yes, sir.
let's see.
What's that?
So you've been in since 2002. Did you go to any schooling or anything, or did you learn on the job?
So, what was crazy because before I graduated high school, I was just doing like factory work. So I thought that was what you do. Graduate high school, maybe go to the military. When I
Yeah.
graduated high school, I did want to go to the military. That's what my intentions was. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. So, factory work, that's what it was. Until Caesar, he's the one that got me into HVAC. One day he just saw me like, hey, what are you doing? Um, you know, how's work? I was like, oh, I'm doing this. And I asked him, well, how's your work? And I'm thinking he's going to say something like a factory work. And he's like, oh, I'm doing heating and air conditioning. It's like, what is
Mm.
that? And he was like, hey, matter of fact, tomorrow, the next day, go to this address. So I go there, it's his job. And he's like, come ride with me. I met the owner. I was like, okay. I didn't know that I was doing an interview
Oh,
with the owner. And the owner's like, okay, good, whatever, here goes a shirt. Go ride with Caesar. And yeah, Caesar was showing me all the ropes, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then matter of fact, he also he was going to school still, working, doing heating and air conditioning, going to school. And he was like, hey, go talk to this guy at the school, the counselor. Sure enough, went to the school, signed up, did whatever, and me and him were having classes. And ever since that, I've been doing heating and air conditioning just because of Caesar. And I appreciate you for that, man. Always.
yeah. And I feel like I hear that all the time. It's like you get into it by accident, and it's like, the best thing in the world. So that's really cool that somebody, introduced it to you, and you got the hang of it and got into it. So, or, it's a great trade to be in, a good business to have. It's always going to be in demand.
And I love it. You can go like, look, I came from Elgin to Texas. I took that skill with me. If I want to go to another state, cold state, hot state, don't matter. I can still take that skill, that trade. Nobody can take that away from you. That's a beautiful thing right there.
Mom and grandma say hello.
Hi guys, love you guys.
So, okay, so you're from Illinois originally, and you grew up there and lived there for a while.
Yep, school,
So
everything.
then, did something make you move to Texas? Because that's a pretty drastic change.
Um, just get away. Yeah, just get away from the scenery. It's not the. I don't want to disrespect my city, but it's not probably the best. To raise
You just needed
children.
you needed like a change.
Yeah, just a change, and raise the kids, and just move away for just to be bigger and better, do bigger, better things.
And how big of a, well, like you said, there was not a lot of air conditioning over there, right? So was it a big thing to adjust moving from someplace like Illinois to Texas?
So when I came to Texas, I thought air handlers, never seen electrical anything. So I thought that was weird, air handlers, especially in the attic. Heat pumps, never really been around heat pumps until I got here. Never even heard of heat pumps. So I thought that was different. Now up there, you do start seeing heat pumps. But yeah, just electrical air handlers. I thought that was weird. Because to me, everything we were working on was natural gas. Maybe once in a while, propane here and there. But yeah, that was pretty wild to me. Just saying,
Yeah, Brett is up there in I want to say the Dallas area. I know he's in the north area. So I think were you all hit with the freeze and the storms that came through there
oh yeah,
a few years back? Yeah. That was pretty brutal.
not fun. That
No, and
this stuff was not fun, man.
I've never seen, at least down here, 20 degrees and under, and we had that, and I was like, and then we got called like crazy because a lot of the walk-in boxes were down. Because like around here, we don't get that weather, so nobody ends up nobody ever like fully charges them for that winter charge. You know, the refrigeration, you have that receiver that can hold extra refrigerant.
Yep.
That way, when the winter comes and the pressure and temperature are really low, you have enough to get you by through the harsh cold weather, and nobody ever weighs it in or fills it up. So I had a lot of calls that time just because we never get that kind of temperature. And I had to like do that was the first time I actually had to heat up my refrigerant tank to actually top it off and stuff. I've never had to do that before.
Did you guys have any broken pipes out there? Water pipes?
Not that I know of, thankfully. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't see it at work. It didn't happen here at the house or anything. I know it happened a lot up there, didn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Our
Yeah.
home got was it
Flooded.
two pipes that burst in our home?
Yeah.
Was not fun.
It
I
flooded the whole downstairs. It was
oh
bad.
man. Yeah, I had heard about that. I forgot about that, but like we didn't. Thankfully, nothing happened like that down here. That I know of. I mean, it could have happened to somebody, but at work I didn't see any issues with that, and here at the house we didn't have that issue. But what I was afraid of was, getting on these roofs because everything was icicles and ice everywhere. So that was the first for me.
Yeah, I was heating up the manholes for the water. Yeah, I was heating that up with my torches just to get all the ice out melted, just where I can turn off the waters.
Yeah, Brett, you can do math. I know. 21 years. He's the smart one. Let's see. Yeah, he was like that's when head pressure controls are checked. Nobody ever checks the the unit. Like when you're down here, it's over 90 degrees most of the year. So when you're charging up a walk-in box and you don't know how much to put into it, if you fill it up on a hot day, it'll work for like 90% of the year. It's just when it gets really cold, if you don't have enough refrigerant, that unit won't work. It's just that's how it is. It's weird like that. Some people, I try to explain that kind of stuff to them, just like when they tell me, "Oh, just put more Freon in it," or whatever they say, and I'm like, that doesn't always make it colder. That could actually make it warmer. If you have other issues, dirty coils or whatever it may be, that's not always the solution. Put more in it.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, and Brett brings up a good point. I had to do that a lot in that freeze that we had, that freeze storm or whatever you want to call it. Heating up the receivers, so you pump them down, heat up the receiver, see where your refrigerant level is, and make sure it should be over half, 3/4, something around there. I don't know the exact technical stuff. Brett might know. Oh, I think he was saying 60 to 70%.
Okay.
Yeah, and you said you're getting into the refrigeration side too, right? Or you're trying to?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So
I'm
you'll learn all that stuff.
What's that?
You'll learn all that stuff.
Yeah, it's just like, do I, the TXV, how far do I open it? I'm still kind of nervous with that. The headmaster, it's like, what am I looking at? And
Yeah, all that is intimidating when you first get out there. Now I'm just like, let's mess with our superheat. Let's get it to where we need to, pop the cover off, close it up or open it up, whatever you need to do. Headmasters here, they don't fail too often. But you can check. That's why I love infrared, the thermal cameras so much. You can point it at the line set and you can kind of tell where the flow is going. If your headmaster is bypassing or not, you can kind of check it that way. Or you can use some I don't know if you have like fill piece or any of those, like the temperature clamps. Just check around and see what's warm or hot and what's not, because in the condenser, it's all hot. So if it's bypassing, it's coming out the bottom or the other way, and it's bypassed. And then we have a lot of the ones that give out for us are like fan cycle controls, because I do a lot of ice machines. So
okay.
yeah,
I
because
think
that's how they control the pressure, the head pressure on ice machines a lot. So you pick up on things and you'll get used to seeing problems over time because they're going to be the same ones over and over.
Yeah, I thought it was the weirdest thing, looking at the sight glass charge. I was like, well, why we're, air conditioning, regular residential don't have this, and just
Yeah,
question. I want to know, like, why?
yeah, you're supposed to clear the sight glass and then check your superheat, all that stuff. It's a process and you'll get it. It's just it's all the same, but it's all done differently. It's little things that you'll pick up.
So,
We have go ahead.
no, I was going to ask who was your first YouTube person that you watched, like, coming in
On YouTube?
Yes, sir.
Tito Vlogs and Chris Stevens from HVAC videos. I binge watched all their stuff.
Gotcha. Cool.
And then NorCal Dave, I found him right after too. So those are my top like 3 at the beginning.
And those are straight refrigeration guys.
Yeah, they do a lot of what I do. They do like the kitchen work. That's why I kind of like would watch their stuff more, is because I was trying to like, especially like during 2020, that's what kind of when I found them, when it got a little bit slow just because of everything going on. I just wanted, I kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed work because we would work still, but it was very like, well, let's see what happens, right? Let's see what's open. We had lockdowns and curfews and things, and I kind of missed work, and I started watching. Tito Vlogs was very interesting. Chris Stevens, we all know he can explain the hell out of what he's doing and working on. I don't know how he does both. And then NorCal Dave, just it's fun to watch, and that's the stuff that I was working on. So I was really interested in those. But now it's a little different. I try to keep up with so many because there's so many now,
Yeah.
and they're all good content. I love watching them all, reaching out to them, conversating with them. I've made some really good friends on both YouTube and Instagram, and I'm trying to get into TikTok. I know some people on there too that are like really good at what they do. And now I try to watch stuff that I don't work on because I find it interesting. Like a lot of no heat calls, I find super interesting because I never work on that. A lot of residential stuff I watch now, apartment complexes, that's the kind of stuff that I watch a little more of now, just because I don't do that stuff.
And I like the the apartment, excuse me, the apartment maintenance guys. Seems a lot of them are watching you guys' videos, our videos. They're getting better, which is a great thing. Because man, before I go to these apartment complexes, man, it's just be the wildest thing in there. It's just like a wild west. They're just doing everything. Nobody's teaching them nothing. Supervisors that are there, they don't even know better. Because when you're a maintenance guy, you're kind of in there for that's what you do. You really kind of don't veer off to any other trade. Some do, but usually those guys stick to that. But it's just bad habit over bad habit, year after year. New techs coming in or new maintenance guys coming in.
And see, I had an advantage because I went to school and they taught me the right way and all that. I was very like engaged. I loved, working on all the stuff there because they had us work on stuff in the back in the warehouse. We had walk-in boxes, small coolers. We had split systems that we got to work on and actually learn on the not on the job, but hands-on. And I still have all the books. This bookshelf behind me at the bottom, it doesn't show, but I still have all my textbooks, within reach if I ever want to look at them. And that's the thing. I had that advantage because when I went out in the field, I had to ride with somebody else. I had to learn from other guys in the field.
Yeah.
I was trying to get my license right away, but you still have to be out there a couple years to get the experience. At least here in Texas, I know every state's different, but a lot of bad habits that you see out there, a lot of stuff that you're not supposed to be doing or you're not doing correctly. And I used to try and bring it up, and they wouldn't want to hear it. It's like, no, we're doing it, our way or the highway. And I learned to keep to myself a little bit. I'm like, well, when I'm out here doing it, I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm gonna, take everything I need and just build on it, and not try not. It's very hard, but you have to try not to pick up on bad habits from those kinds of people.
Oh yeah, that's Yeah, because when I go to other heating and air conditioning companies, even the owners, they just want you in and out, on to the next call.
Yeah.
Charge and go, let's go. And it's like, hey, no, it don't work that way. This is not what we were taught in school. And you know,
Yeah, I had to learn to slow down a lot because like even your customers, because I do commercial, I don't know how it is on residential, but they want you in and out too. They want that thing working. They're like, do whatever it takes, And if you can't do it, we'll call somebody else. So I've had to deal with that, and I felt like I was doing too much or rushing too much as well. In the beginning, I had to learn how to slow down, and I'm like, no, like it needs to be quality work. Now, do I do everything perfect every day? No, I mean I try not to cut corners, but there's only so much you can do, especially on older equipment. Uh, Circumstances that come up, just try your best. That's all. That's all I think we all ask for is try your best, be better every day, and just go about it that way.
and with that's all great points. But also don't try to bull the customer. Don't cheat them out. You gotta be honest, be truthful. Because man,
I
this is
I yeah, I learned that right away, right? I had to balance it because I used to talk too much, where I'm like over explaining everything, right? And then I felt like I had to dumb it down, but then I was like, no, I need to explain to them, how their equipment works, and they appreciate that. Even if they brush you off, at least you explained it. You were honest with them, and I try to write everything in my notes on the invoice. I try to be as transparent as I can because if you're cheating them or if you're trying to pull one over, they catch on to it. Especially now, they can go on YouTube and be like, what's wrong with my AC? I don't trust, the guy that came out here, and they can look it up.
that's true.
So I've always been honest, even before social media. I mean, there wasn't that back then, but I've had, or I would get these customers that would call me because they were tired of other companies taking advantage of them. I had one that I always talk about that they used to charge for a refrigerant every month to come in, top it off, and the guy got tired of it. He showed me all his invoices. He's like, every month they're putting in Freon, and they're not finding a leak or anything. They're telling me that there's nothing wrong, and I'm like, okay, I go out there and the tons of leaks. Right, I had so many pressure controls that were leaking. Uh, I had a bunch of dryers that were clogged up. It was like a mess at that location. But I took the time. That one almost broke me. I was very like frustrated with that one. Long days, weekends and stuff, trying to get everything right because the whole restaurant was like down, not working. So just took the time, sat down and figured out each unit, and there was a bunch of stuff that I'd never seen before. But if you get into this trade, all the refrigeration, whether it's AC or commercial refrigeration, it's the same cycle. It's the same components. It's just different safeties, different ways that they do it. Now you got to worry about boards, but it all does the same thing. If your compressor doesn't come on, if your fan doesn't come on, you're not doing what it's supposed to. So it's all related. It's all the same. You'll figure it out.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
So I had a question from Efren on Instagram. He's like, would you like to see your daughter in HVAC? Why or why not?
I'll for when it comes to my kids, I just want them to be happy, successful, try hard in life, don't give up, you know, be a leader. Um, but honestly, I can't answer that question, because as a father, I want all my children to be better than me, just like our
Yeah.
parents wanted us to be better than them. So whatever my daughter wants to do or my sons wants to do, as long as they're doing the right thing in life, not hurting themselves or hurting other people, I really don't care what they do, as long as they're taking care of themselves and just believe in God is going, whatever path God is going to give them. So that's kind of hard to answer that question. But as long as she's happy and she finds what she wants to do, I'm cool with
But for now, Viola is very interested and looking forward to it, right?
Yeah.
it.
That's cool that she's excited about it. I mean, that's great to see because I'm the same way, and my dad was the same way. That's why he never pushed it on me when I was younger. He's like, well, you can be better, or figure out something else that you like. And I'm the same way with my kids. I have, like I said, I have a stepdaughter, and I have a son, 7 and 9. They've actually shown interest, and it's funny enough, the little girl shows more interest in like the tools. She goes out there. She goes out there when I'm cleaning my van, pretending to fix something, and it's cool to see. Now, am I gonna? Yeah. Now, am I gonna push it on either one of them? No. But if they want to learn, I'll take them with me, or I'll show them how to do stuff. More importantly, I do want to show them, at least, even if they're not in the trade or don't like it when they're older, change your own flat tire, fix your own equipment around the house. Just be handy, because those are skills that are super valuable.
Oh yeah.
I like fix things for my sister all the time.
She likes what?
I like fix things and like put things together for my sister, for her
Oh, okay.
room and stuff. So
That's
she
a
lets me do it.
and that's the thing that comes with the territory, is your family members find out that you know how to fix things. They're going to ask you to fix everything. They're
Yeah.
going to be like, hey, you want to check out our AC or something?
Yeah.
Like I said, I used to do electronic repairs on the side. Now, this was like laptops, phones, broken screens, just weird things that would happen to these things, from dropping them. And I started fixing things. I did it as a business for a little bit, made a lot of money because everybody breaks their phones. But then, like, I had cousins, I had really old friends that would hit me up. I still fix them for like my dad and my family. So they'll hit me up and they're like, hey, can you fix, my phone, my iPad? And I'm like, sure, I'll dust off the old toolkit there and get to work. But I love doing that kind of stuff.
It's good practice. They can't
Yeah,
yell at
man.
you too bad.
Now I'm like, you asked me to do it, right? I'm gonna do it the best I can. If it's a little crooked or something, that's on you.
That's fine. But
We had.
I
Oh,
would
go
say,
ahead.
brother Adrian, if she decides to get into this field, or a trade, engineer, an architect, something like way beyond, surpass me, you know what I'm saying? Do the engineering. That'll be cool to me. Architect,
Yeah.
at least then you can know where everything is at, how the things work. Because if you design it, you don't have to install it. But if you know how to install and they're doing it wrong, you can catch it.
Oh yeah, we find so many issues with, like, I'm talking about work. So many things that are done wrong, whether we're walking the kitchen, we're walking the rooftop. Not everybody takes pride in their work. So I mean, just learning the trade, or learning some skills, you can pick up a lot of you can pick up on those things.
And just like with all the new houses, even apartments, man, the houses look beautiful. Yeah, nice granite, wood floors. But man, they're missing a 500 CFM of return air. Come on now.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, I've seen that.
so it's like, okay, everything looks great, but where's the rest of my return air? It's just things like that. I think here in Texas, that should be that's not cool to see. We're hot state. We should know better.
You would think, yeah. I think Brian already took off, but he had a question over on Instagram. He's like, he wants to know what drives you, whether it's work or doing what you do.
No, not a car. What drive just to be better. Like I just want to know. If I don't know it, I want to know it. I'll ask somebody. I'll Google it, YouTube, something. I just want to know. I just want to be better.
Gotcha.
I don't want to be left behind. With skills,
No,
knowledge.
and yeah, you have to be on top of your game, and always learning after work. It's easier now because you can watch a YouTube video. You can watch some of these guys on Instagram. The real educational ones, like HVAC School, AC Service Tech. Ty Brenneman is one of my favorites. They break it down.
I like how he opens up the compressors. I like Craig, how he
Mhm.
explains it. I love watching those guys. And when I first started watching YouTube, it was I'm not sure if you know this guy, but Dr. Z. He was an older guy. That's who I used to watch a lot, just to learn, just get more knowledge.
Yeah, there's so many of them, and even before, because like when I started, there was no YouTube, right? I'm sure the same thing with you.
Yeah.
There was no YouTube, there was no Instagram, but I'm out there trying to look up manuals or manufacturer information. After work, reading manuals is the easiest thing too. Like they're gonna tell you how their equipment works, how it should be installed, and some troubleshooting tips. Troubleshooting charts. You have all that in the manual. That's the easiest way to learn is just reading the manual. But then you go on. There's no excuse now. You go on YouTube. You go on Instagram. Heck, you can even go on TikTok and find some good guys on there too. I'm so happy that everybody's sharing and being positive, respectful, and it's great to see. And I can't wait for the next award show. I believe you're gonna go, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna take my magazine. I'm definitely. I want your
Oh,
autograph.
that's right. Yeah,
I want everybody's autograph. I'm a fan of everybody. So
I
yeah,
can't
I'll
wait, man.
definitely.
That's gonna be a great one too. You get to see all these guys in person, and they're all regular people. They all want to talk shop, talk about whatever you want to talk about, and uh, I got to meet so many of them at the last one, and I've been to two of them. So
Nice.
this will be my third one, and the first time me and my brother kind of walked around, we're trying to take it in. Last year, I tried to make it a point to meet as many as I could, and then this year or this next one, I want to make sure that I see everybody. So I can't wait for that. Uh, a lot of great guys that put out a lot of great content, and just guys that are supportive. Even if you don't put out content, and you're just on Instagram, you're watching on YouTube, whatever it may be, you're watching this live stream right now or listening to the podcast. The support is great. The support system that we have. A lot of I just in this podcast, I've had a couple of women come on here and talk about their experience, how they got into the trade. I have a few more coming up too. So I really appreciate you guys coming on, Viola, for sharing your perspective on things and how you feel about the trade and what your dad does. I think it's really great to see, and we need more people speaking up. That's what this whole podcast is for. Just people speaking up, telling their story and their perspective on things.
Oh yeah, and to add on to that, definitely the older guys, people that got the years experience, the new generation that's coming in. Please show them right, help them, guide them the right way. Because
Yeah,
this field, it's a beautiful field. Though there's no need to be showing them the wrong way, the hack way. So we got all the tools, we got the knowledge. Teach the younger generation, coming out straight out of trade school, coming straight out of high school, or somebody that just is interested in learning. The older guys, the guys with the years of experience, please teach these young men and women the right way, please.
yeah. We talked about bad habits, but like I said, you can go on and watch some of these guys that do the really great breakdowns. Ty, Craig, Brian Orr. All the good stuff that they put out. But you need to be informed. Look up, like I said, manuals are easy. Any literature you can find, uh, because there's a lot of bad habits, bad things that were taught back in the day. There's no excuse for that now. I'm not saying that we're perfect or we might not do things the right way every time, but just try to be better. That's all you can ask. Sandy here was wish Viola could attend the AHR Expo, but maybe next time.
So Viola will have to get with the Women's Pioneer. Shout out to the Women's Pioneer. Hopefully they can make that happen. Her group.
Is she with or talking to them, or because
Yeah,
I just saw that group come out?
yeah, they're just starting to come out. They sent an
Okay.
invite to Viola. I think she's the youngest member
Yes.
for
Oh, that's
them.
awesome. That's awesome. I didn't even know about that.
I am the youngest member of the Women Pioneer group of the trade. It's really cool to be a part of, actually. 'Cause there needs to be more like women and girls in the trade, and I think having this group can reach out to all the women and stuff. So I think it's really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. I had just seen that because one of my guests coming up shortly is going to be Ashley. I forgot her last name. Ash Kills.
Oh, yeah, from California. She's cool.
Dude, I don't remember her last. Uh, Ashley Hall. She'll be on the podcast in a couple of weeks.
Oh, I'll definitely look forward to watching that one. Yeah, that's cool.
And I saw that she was a part of that group too, and that's a cool thing. It's just a group of women in the trades. I haven't looked into it too much, but I'll look into it now. And cool to see Viola in that group. And that there's a bunch of good role models in there. Like you said, we need more women. There's women in the trade. There's quite a bit of them. Like I said, I had a few on my podcast early on, and we just need to see more of them on social media. That's the thing. So these people these women that post, like you mentioned, HVAC Jess earlier, Ashley herself. I've had Jen on the podcast too from Misfits. I had Brandy, who was Women of the Trade award winner from HVAC Tactical,
Yeah,
or
she's awesome.
Lady of the Trade. She's another awesome one. So we just need more of them posting, and I'm glad to see that group coming out.
And you have install her. She's awesome too. She does a lot of residential installs. She's cool too.
I've talked to her. She actually won the veto grand prize.
Oh,
And
nice.
she's waiting because I felt so bad. The bag that I wanted to give out sold out super quick.
Ooh.
So she has to wait a little bit, but she's gonna get that bag very soon. And yeah, we have Ashley coming on in a couple of weeks. Next week, just for anybody listening or watching, we're gonna have John Pastorello from Refrigeration Technologies. So they're great people too. I know you brought up the wet rag earlier. I use a lot of their products. So for you guys watching or listening, stay tuned for next week's podcast. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we get off? I know we've been on for an hour and a half now. I don't want to keep her up too late either.
Yeah. You saying the refrigeration, Ashley from them, it was super cool because I got to reach out to her. I never used no Viper products. And I did a live video of cleaning a condenser, and I love that coil, that red can.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to have John on next week to talk about that because he's the one that came up with all the, all the cleaners, all the different chemicals they have. And I know Ashley's doing it now where she's talking about the safety labels and all that.
Yeah,
that's why I had converted in the first place before, they started doing this campaign, I guess. Years back, I started looking at the labels and I read them, and it's like food safe, and less hazardous. I work around kitchens and food a lot, so I needed that kind of stuff, and I loved it. The little can foams up so much, and the cleaners work really well. So, big fan of them.
Other than that, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Jumper King, you, Mr. Adrian, Global, Blue One, Van Lab. I appreciate all you guys. Hopefully, for 2024, I'll do another Contractors Fun Day here up in North Texas. Look out for that for next summer. And I appreciate you for helping me come out on live on that one. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
No problem, man. I love to see that kind of stuff. Like I said, bringing awareness and making it fun. I need to talk to Ashley, but I might try to get her to bring on some people from the group. That Pioneer, Women's Pioneer, is it called? Yeah. And maybe Viola can come in on that one too, because I do these group sessions. I had Commercial Kitchen Chronicles. The three guys come on.
That was a fun one.
Later next month, I'm going to have the HVACR Survival come on. So I might do like a women's group to come on, and maybe I'll talk to you all about that.
Cool. Appreciate that, Mr. Adrian.
All right. So if nobody has any other questions, I know we still have quite a bit of people in here. We are going to get off. If you guys want to find Rodolfo and Viola, I will leave their links in the description. It's JustworkHVAC. You're on Instagram. Anywhere else?
I got a small YouTube
Okay.
channel, nothing too big, but my main platform is the Instagram.
Okay, both of you on Instagram. So I'll leave the links to your Instagrams in the description when we get off, and I think that's it. So
All right, brother.
I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for making the time. You and your daughter Viola. Thanks for coming on too. And I'm gonna cue the outro. So I'll see you guys.
All right.